All right, so we're back with a winter sowing update. I'm about a month in. I'm going to show kind of where we're at in a month. Probably not as far as the grow lights, but I don't know because I've never had grow lights. That's the reason I'm doing the winter sowing method. I'm here in just outside of Houston, Texas, so it stays pretty warm. We've had a couple of days below freezing, but not very many. So usually the winter sowing method is for those up north, and you put in those seeds that need to be scuffed up a little bit. They need the freeze and the thaw and the freeze and the thaw, and you just kind of leave them out and you forget about them. They're in these containers, milk jugs and different clear containers that don't look great, and so you just kind of sit them out and let them go. But in my case, I'm trying to do this instead of grow lights. I'm kind of impressed by the results. You can see it's dark outside. My daughter just went to sleep, and so anybody that's got a young child probably understands that this is about the only time that I've got. So I'm here underneath the porch. I've got some different crops here, different plants that we planted. We planted these January the 8th, and this is currently February the 6th. So we're almost a month in. And I've got some Swiss chard, I've got some lettuce or some spinach, I've got 3 tomatoes that I started with. I'm going to show you kind of where we planted another round, some tomatoes that didn't take, some peppers that didn't take. The peppers will take a while because it's not warm enough yet, but I'll kind of update where those are. Those went in on January 24th, and so just kind of showing the process as it goes so that I can compare next year and see if it's something that I want to do, or do you just splash out and spend the $50-$60 for grow lights. So I'm not really sure. I'm kind of impressed with this method, so let's take a look and see where we're at. All right, so as you can see, I'm definitely not a professional. We've got our shape box here that my daughter likes to play with, so it is definitely not a professional gig here, but you can see I've got a little bit of Swiss chard here. This was in a I don't know what you call it. It's a plastic container that was like diet tea or something from Kroger, and we just cut it in half, put I mixed potting soil with seed starting soil with a little bit of compost that I've made or have, and so it seems to have worked well. So again, this has been in for a month. This is Swiss chard. I don't even know if I like Swiss chard, but the seeds were 4 for $1 at the dollar store, and so I was like, well, we'll give it a shot. So this is where we're at. So we're a month in. You can see some of them are a little stringy here. I'll probably try to separate some of these just to get them going, but I just took probably 2 days ago the duct tape off and topped it, and so it's been out in the sun for a couple of days, but this is basically what it looked like going in. And then over here you have the spinach. This was in a gallon jug that I just put duct tape around, and so you can start to see the new spinach leaves coming in. I don't know how many seeds I was supposed to put in there, but it looks like I've got 6 or 7 or 10 seeds in there. And then the most impressive for me is these tomatoes. Okay, I've got 3 different types of tomatoes. This is the honeycomb hybrid here, and you can see that I've got some true leaves in there, but also still got the initial leaves as well. But the true leaves are starting to come in. This right here is a cherry baby. Okay, and again, all of these came from the dollar store, 4 for $1. So you can see I spent an entire $1.25 on this. And then this last one is a Sweet 100. So all of these are small tomatoes, but I'm a month in, and I'm not sure exactly what it looks like under the grow lights a month in. Maybe that's something that I'll look at next year if I decide to put the money in. But this is where we're at. The 24th of January is when I started these. This is the blueberry tomato that I have this year, and you can see that I've got the duct tape on it. I've got my mixture in there, and you can see that I've got little tomato seedlings coming up. I think I put 3 in each one. It looks like I got 2 coming up in this one. But this is really what it looks like. I mean, you're basically making a little small greenhouse. In the mornings when I come and check it out, I've got little dew spots here on the top, and that basically waters your plants. We had a pretty dry spell for a while, and I don't know if I needed to or not, but I went ahead and soaked these in water for 30 minutes, took them out, and just did it that way, just like you would in a seed tray. And I've done it once since these went in on the 8th of January. So I really haven't done much to them. They've been sitting out on the pool deck getting sun probably 6 to 8 hours a day. And so this is on the 24th, so we're 2 weeks in maybe. And again, I don't know what the grow lights look like. I'm assuming with grow lights 2 weeks in, you'd at least have a little bit of true leaves, but again, this isn't costing me anything. This is stuff that we use, that we have at the house. The only thing that cost was the soil, the seeds, obviously, and the popsicle sticks. But I mean, that's really it. There's no money really involved. This is my cucamelon. Now, this right here, I'm kind of curious about, just because I've never grown cucamelons. I grow cucumbers. Last year a couple of times, but these went in on the 8th of January as well. This black tape right here, I'm assuming is not a good thing. I'm assuming that it is blocking a lot of light so that it can't get sun to the seedlings. But these are taking a while. You can see that some true leaves are starting to come in. But these cucamelons are taking a little longer than I thought they would take. So we'll see how quickly they take off once those true leaves come in. I'll probably take the top off of this one pretty quick. But I mean, these things are going to stay here in their same containers. I mean, they're large containers, and they'll probably stay in there until March. I don't see a reason to change. Maybe take that spinach out and the Swiss chard out just to let it go, since this is that time of year for it to really take off anyway. But the rest of them I'm gonna keep in the container just in case it freezes between now and March, and see what happens. So that's just my quick little update. There's not a lot going on right now. I'm just starting the seeds and trying to get everything going, so that come middle of March, probably during my spring break, is when I'll put everything in the garden. March 1st is the average last frost date. But really, I don't have a lot of time with my job right now, so I'll probably wait till spring break and put those in the middle of March, and then we'll continue the update. But we're gonna keep these in the containers and probably do a couple of more winter sowing method updates. I'll show more of the January 24th ones as we get closer to 2 and 3 weeks. But that's where we're at. Hopefully this helps in the future. And if anybody sees this and has any comments, leave them below. And hopefully we can learn from each other a little bit if this is brand new for you as well.